production, materialism, oppression, and gender equality. And this was how this was growing within the family structure and the social cultural level, as well in the larger, as a whole in the country. So the story actually takes place in late 1920s, at the end of the Qajar period, at the beginning of the Pahlavi dynasty, which came about 1925. So although it seems on the surface that it's talking about the Qajar period, it's really a sharp critique of the monarchy period. And it, I think, in my opinion, most people have seen it, it really is sort of covers the shift in the Iranian society from the more traditional values towards modern society. That I'm sure you will agree after you see it. The film is visually stunningly experience. I mean, as a visual artist, every second of this film to me is a photograph. He uses his interest in painting. Apparently, he studied Persian miniature paintings with a keen interest in that kind of claustrophobic interior that you'll see. The film basically takes place in one house, never really leaves until the very end. Also, as you can see through the film, you see his knowledge and references or influences by Western filmmakers such as Visconti or Pasolini and Bresson. There is amazing cast in this film. Fakhri Khorrash, amazing actress from Iran, Shohreh Alghashu, who now lives in the US, and many more, including Muhammad Ali Keshavarz. There is a haunting musical score by a woman. I'm not going to name all these names because you're not going to remember. And an incredible hypnotic camera work, tremendous production design, and costuming. But I just want to leave you with two very personal notes. From my perspective, the film really at the core touches two things that are very central to me. The main issue is about the power struggle in the Iranian society that is continuing, but at that time I think it talks about power struggle in two different facets. One is the issue of patriarchy and the question of male dominance, and how always continuously women have been discriminated about. But the second most important in this film is the class struggle. You have basically three layers of society in this one house. You have the aristocracy, you have a hierarchy that is sort of representative, typical of the monarchy. You have the middle class Iranians who are trying to rise above the ladders and have gained social status. And then at the bottom of this, you have the servants, you have the musicians and laborers. And this is really fascinating. The film is so much about that. So ultimately the film, it's really about dominance, submission, and betrayal in order to survive, in my opinion. The second most important part of this film that really resonated for me is the issue of women. To me, this film is about women's liberation. It's one of the most feminist films that I have seen from the Iranian cinema in any time, and where the two female protagonists are at once victims, villains, and heroes. And this reminds me a little bit of the tale of Woman Without Men by Shamush Parsipour, who Shoja and I turned into a feminist novel, which we turned into a movie. But finally, I think what I wanted to say at last before leaving you to watch this film for yourself is how brave and radical this film is as it dares to face, cross, and defy social, political, cultural, and religious boundaries. I have rarely seen any filmmaker dare to make a film that touches on homosexuality, sexual, erotic tension between two females in a film. I've never seen that before. But ultimately, this film is a testimony of how great work of art, film can survive the time. And also, I think this film, it's very hopeful for a lot of us Iranians who, in different degree, also have faced criticism, censorship, and being banned by the Iranian government one way or another. And then finally, I just want to say that I hope, and to Bruce, I think I can already see that you're bringing Amir Naderi's film, which is fantastic, but this is only the beginning of attention of the international audience to see more of Neshat Aslani's work, but all of the people from his generation, and films that are outside of the radar of Iranian international audience. I really hope you enjoyed the film. I'm going to see it for the third time.